Good evening, guys. Sorry about the audio. I'm having trouble with my microphone. This is a quick video on just to show people on how do you check your MOT. The amount of people that come into the garage and they say, James, can you check my MOT? I'm not sure when it runs out. James, I've lost my MOT ticket. Can you print me out a duplicate MOT? So I want to just put a couple of things out there just to show you guys on how to check for the MOT. For anybody that's not in the UK, you may have similar kind of things in your countries, but over in the UK we have a thing called the MOT, which is what we do once a year to check that the vehicle is safe to be on the road. It's a government thing. You just need to obviously have it done once a year just to make sure that the vehicle meets the minimum standard to be safe on the road. So this is a quick video just to show you how to check your MOT. So let's get cracking. This is how easy it is. All you have to do is type in on your search bar, check MOT. It'll come up on the top here. It says check MOT status of a vehicle, and it's at the gov.uk website. Click on this and it will bring you up to this page here. Now you'll see on the right hand side you've got other things you can check. So if you want to check history of the MOTs and stuff like that, it's all available. Everything on this website will tell you anything you need to know about the MOT standards, any questions or queries that you've got. Anyway, to check the MOT, all you have to do is go to this green button here, click on it, and then it will say enter the registration number of the vehicle. So all you do is enter a registration. So let's put this one in. Okay, and then we're going to go click continue, and then it's going to say, is this the vehicle you are looking for? And it is. It's a Jaguar, it's a blue one. We click yes and then continue, and then straight away it comes up in two boxes. It will show you the tax, it's in green, and it says it's due in September the 1st 2018, and again the same with the MOT. It expires on the 13th of July 2018, so that's well within its time. Okay guys, so that is it. That is how easy it is to check your MOT and your tax. There is a couple of things you should be aware of. One, if you have your car MOT'd early, or even if you have your car done on the day of the test is due, if your vehicle fails, that is your MOT ticket. If you've had it done early and you still think, oh okay, well I've still got for another few days left or another month or left on my MOT, you haven't. It's an old school myth. It was never ever been like that. We're not quite sure where this myth came about, but I think it was more of a case of years ago you used to have a piece of paper and people could just show the piece of paper to a police officer, or you know, and you could technically get your tax and everything because you had a piece of paper that said that your vehicle was still legal. It is now all online. If your vehicle fails its MOT and then you try and go and tax it thinking, well, it's still got MOT left on it, you won't be able to get your tax because it's straight away it goes onto the website and it's linked across the country. You will not be able to get your vehicle taxed. You are allowed to go to and from a test station only. You can't start doing your school runs, you can't start doing, oh well, it's okay, I'll drive 50 miles away and then if I get stopped I'll say I'm just going to a MOT station. They frown upon it. They generally will say a reasonable distance. So if you're going from say 10 miles or so to get to an MOT station, then again even 20 miles it's acceptable. I think if you're going more than that you might be pushing it, especially if a police officer pulls you over and says, why are you driving over this way? And you say, I'm going to this particular garage to have it MOT'd. If you're going to have it MOT'd, fine. If your car's still got a valid MOT, if it hasn't, they might frown upon it. I'm not sure. It's a bit of a grey area, but personally, I wouldn't risk it. It's not worth the £60 fine. See, the other thing is the MOT is just a minimum requirements. We're not allowed to remove anything. We're not allowed to take the wheels off. So if, for instance, you've got hubcaps over your wheels, we can only do a visual on the brakes. It is a minimum standard. It's just literally a walk round. There is something like 2,000 or 3,000 odd components we still have to check, and we still have to do it to the best of our ability. But we are restricted to a certain amount of things we can check. So if we look for a wheel and you can see that the brakes look okay, if they work okay in the brake rollers, we can only advise things. It's that minimum. So obviously when people sort of get upset that their vehicles have failed their MOT, you've got to bear in mind that the MOT is a bare minimum. So obviously bear that in mind, because obviously us testers, we get a hard time over my car passed last year on such and such. This is a bare minimum test. You've got a whole year to keep your vehicle maintained. I always advise people that you should have a small service done sort of just after Christmas in, say, January or February, and then 6 months later have a larger service. The reason being is then you break your bill up. You have your smaller service done, then anything that's good, you can be picked up and go, okay, well, at your next service you're probably going to need some brake pads. Comes to the next service, you already got that in your head. You go, okay, yeah, I know it's going to need brake pads, so that's fine. So you've allowed that extra bit of money to get that sorted out. When you leave everything thinking, well, it passed its MOT, you wait for a year comes up, and then all of a sudden it needs tyres, it needs brakes, it needs this, and then you get this massive bill. You're in trouble. Anyway, that's the end of the video. I hope this helps people. If you want to ask any questions or leave a comment, or just drop a comment and like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you later.